Okay, hi guys. In this video I'm going to show what at least one thing you can do with the DEXCOM G6 sensor installation tool that normally just gets thrown away. First of all, I'd like to say that DEXCOM does have G7 out now, and it uses less packaging and less, the inserter is smaller, so there's less waste. So, but in this video I have the inserter here for the DEXCOM G6, and just want to show you something that can be made from that, maybe keep it out of the landfill. So, okay, so you want to be careful if you're going to pull these apart. Make sure you're comfortable with what you're doing. But they do come apart, and there are a couple of springs that might be useful in some sort of project. So I usually take those out, and then I carefully remove the needle and make sure that's disposed of properly in a sharps container. You don't have to take them apart. You can just leave it together for this project, but I just wanted to mention that they can be pulled apart. Just be careful when you're doing that so you don't injure yourself. So the first thing I did is I took some 80 grit sandpaper and sanded this surface so that I'm going to use this surface to glue. And another little tip is if you cut the bottom of a pop can off, it makes a really nice mixing container for mixing epoxy glue. And this is 5-minute epoxy, so I've already got the epoxy or the resin in there, and I'm going to add the hardener to it, and then I'll stir it with this popsicle stick. And I've already cut a piece of scrap plywood that I had laying around that I'm going to use to glue onto this, to glue onto the inserter. So got my 5-minute epoxy in the bottom of my pop can, and I just take a popsicle stick, get this mixed up really well. And just put this on the surfaces that the flat surface. Okay, that looks good. And I'm just going to press it into the center of this piece of plywood. And we'll just let that sit for 5 minutes or so, and until that's dry. Okay, now our epoxy glue is dry, so that's glued on there. In case you don't already know, what I'm going to use this for is to build a sanding block, and as a really nice, comfortable handle makes it really easy to sand. So you can get these rolls of sandpaper. This happens to be 120 grit, and you just, has self-adhesive on the back, so just cut a piece the size you need, and then we're just gonna, if I can get this started, I'm gonna peel off the protective material so the adhesive is exposed, and I'm just gonna stick that down to that plywood. And you can trim it off if you want, or it'll work fine like this also. But it makes a really nice sanding block, really comfortable handle for sanding. So in case you don't know, this DEXCOM G6 is a continuous glucose monitor for diabetics. So if you can't find one, you should be able to find someone that has diabetes that could, these just get thrown away. So rather than throw it in the trash, let's make use out of them. So there we go. Like I said, the G7 has a lot less packaging, and even the inserter is smaller than this G6 inserter. So that's the newer style. I think DEXCOM listens to their patients and has worked to make less trash to throw in the landfill. So this also makes less trash to throw in the landfill. You can use it for a sanding block. So guys, please like and subscribe to my channel and share this video. Thank you very much.